Hi everyone, my name is Cynthia. Let's talk books. So first, a little housekeeping though. I took basically the month of October off to focus on my teaching. It's really hard to teach during a pandemic, even more so after a year plus of pandemic. So I had to dedicate myself to that, and I needed to take a little break from booktube, but I am back. And actually I'm very excited because just yesterday I received my copy of The Fastest Way to Fall by Denise Williams. So today what I have is a dedicated review of this book, which comes out today if you're watching this on release date. I actually ordered a signed copy from the Ripped Bodice, and it got here a little bit early, so I'm able to show you the finished copy of it. It came with a little book plate with the characters and a bookmark signed by the author, some stickers. So I'm really excited to have been able to get this. But The Fastest Way to Fall, I first read as an ARC via NetGalley, and fell in love with it. So I actually ended up having to pre-order it because I loved it so much. This is the story of Britta and Wes. Britta works at a magazine and she's trying to get ahead, become a full-time writer for the magazine, because right now she's just been doing a lot of editing work. So she and a coworker pitched an idea about going through a fitness journey, reviewing a couple of different fitness apps. Britta will review one of the apps that's most focused on fitness, while her coworker will review an app that's focused on like weight loss and beauty. So she starts on this journey, she gets on the app and she signs up for it. As part of this app, she gets a one-on-one coaching session or several coaching sessions with a fitness expert. Enter Wes. Wes is one of the founders of this fitness app. He's also a coach and hasn't been doing a lot of coaching lately. He's been bogged down with a lot of administrative stuff, and he's looking to get back into the things he really loves, which is coaching and working one-on-one with people. He by the sounds of it, I think a year back he had broken up with his girlfriend, who was also working at the app, and then had gone on to start a rival fitness app, which is the other app British Magazine is reviewing. Enter absolute cuteness. The text messages between Britta and Wes are so adorable, so well done in the writing here. The way Williams writes characters is fresh, it sparkles. There's so much on the page chemistry between the two characters, even before they ever meet in person or have any kind of sexual contact with one another. One of the big issues in the book is the issue of the ethics of a coach sleeping with someone he's coaching. I thought that was handled really well. There's also the issue of Britta writing and reviewing for a magazine in which she's falling for the owner of the app she's reviewing, even she doesn't know he's the owner. And then there's the big issue in here, which is a discussion of fitness, weight loss, fatness, all of that. So major trigger warnings for all of that stuff. So if that is not something that you feel comfortable reading about, if it's going to trigger any kind of food disorder, image issues, please stay away from this book because it is so heavily dealing with those topics. But that is what Williams does so amazingly well. She is able to talk about really hard, important social, cultural issues and do it in such a way that is so beautiful, realistic. You see what happens when one of the characters goes through extreme dieting. So you see that health consequences of that, but also the mental health consequences of that. And you see go through all the social issues and hang-ups that even somebody with a healthy body image can have. Our main character, Britta, is fat. she's fat. She uses those words. She does not shy away from it. She's also very clear that her goal is not weight loss. She wants to be able to just like be fit. And Wes helps her with that. And Wes obviously is described as having, because he's a coach and he runs it with fitness app, as being like super into fitness, being very fit, and all of that. And it's something that is discussed and like it's part of the story. I just thought that was handled so well. And in fact, Williams is now one of my favorite authors of all time. Like, not just one of my favorite romance writers. She is one of my favorite authors. Her first book was How to Fail at Flirting, that I fell in love with. I started reading this December 24th of last year, no, 23rd, at night. And then I stayed up all night reading it. So on the 24th, when I was having to make tamales and pozole, I was tired from having stayed up reading this book. But this book engages with the topic of like domestic abuse and violence so amazingly well. Like, this is not like, it's not a gimmick. It's not something to just like grab a reader. It's seriously handled in this book, and lovingly handled by Williams via the characters here. And so, you know, when a writer is able to do two back-to-back books like this, just this amazing, it's a new favorite for me. Like, especially like for a debut author, for the second book to be just as good or even better than the first one, I think is so rare. And Williams has just done this. Like, she has done the impossible in writing these amazing books. These are interracial romances. I believe both of them had been. Yeah, The Fastest Way to Fall, Britta is Black, Wes is white. That is also discussed. I love that in my romance novels. I love when in an interracial relationship, there's an actual discussion about what that means for the couple. As someone who is in an interracial relationship, I just really appreciate that. Williams herself is a Black woman. And so I originally like picked it up because I wanted to support a new Black writer, and the book sounded really good, right up my alley with all the tropes. And then I'm now fully in love. I know 2 books is not a lot to name someone one of my favorite authors of all time, but I just think these 2 books are that good. She's an auto buy for me now. Whatever she writes, I will buy and I will read. And she has made me so infinitely happy as a romance reader, as a reader, and I just cannot recommend both of these books enough. Please go pick up The Fastest Way to Fall. It's out in bookstores now. And or you might be more interested in How to Fail at Flirting, which I think is also just a really amazing book. So I will stop gushing about Williams now. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh yeah, and I cut my hair.